How's it? So we are going to be working with Microsoft Excel. You're going to go to your office.com and log into your Microsoft 365 and click on Excel. Okay, I love Excel. It's a great way to calculate things and organize things. You're going to have a new blank worksheet right here. And then after you have your worksheet, you are going to be creating things. Now these are called columns, okay? And these are called rows. So how I think of it as these are rows like row your boat, okay? And these are columns, like columns in a building, okay? So for columns. Now what you will do is we will put your name. So I'm going to call Mr. Mark. And we're going to create like a sales report. We're going to like sell something, okay? So I like hats. I like to wear hats. And I like roosters. So I'm going to be selling rooster hats. So now here in this is called A1. See, A and then 1, okay? And right here it says A1. That's how you reference the cell. Remember, these are cells, okay? So for here, this is A2, okay? So A2, see A2, I'm going to put rooster hat sales. Now everyone is going to be selling something different. You could be selling magic pens, right? You could be selling cool shoes. You could be selling pizza. You could be selling, it's up to you. You can design it, okay? Now, we are going to put sales, okay? So we put sales, and then in this one, we are going to put January, okay? And then in the next one, we are going to put February, January, February, and March. Now, if you select 3 of these, like this, if you hold down and select 3 of these, again, click on one, hold down your mouse, and drag it down to select all 3. And if you look in this bottom right corner, you'll see a little box. Click on that and drag it down, okay? And you will see up until June. We're going to do 6 months, half of the year, okay? Now for January, you can decide how many sales that you sold. So I can put like 250, right? If you don't think you're going to sell many, or let's say you're selling computers, maybe you're going to sell 12 computers. I'm going to sell hats. Maybe I could sell 439. I am off to a good sale. Everyone wanted to buy my hats, right? But the next month, not many people wanted to buy them. So I'll put 323. And we're just going to make up numbers here, okay? And put something similar. Okay, and then my sales maybe increased, and maybe I had my best sale right there. Okay, so if you notice, these are my numbers of sales for each month, and again, you can decide each of those. Okay, now I'm going to see the total amount of each of how many I sold altogether. Okay, so I'm going to hit formulas. Okay, and see here you have some formulas that you can work out. You can hit insert, and here's some information that you can insert, and then you have home. Okay, so I'm going to have home, and I'm going to click on B9, okay, and I'm going to hit equals, the equal sign, and I'm going to be putting a calculation. Okay, now I could type in a calculation, put equals, and then sum, S-U-M, for sum. Sum means all of it together. And then I'm going to put parentheses like this, which is on the number 9 key. Okay, and then I'm going to highlight all of these cells with the numbers. Okay, and then I'm going to close it, which is where the 0 is. Hold down Shift 0, and so you're going to close it. And so basically you're saying, what is the sum of all of those combined? And then I'm going to hit enter. and then I get this number. Okay, and this is all of these numbers combined. Okay, now there's another way you could do that. So, but I'll show you that later. Okay, I got to save something for later, right? Then this is, you can do finances, and then general. If you want a general number, I can hit this for general number. And notice it has 2 decimal places. If you don't want a decimal place, you could subtract it or minus that right there. Okay? And you can also hit this button, and it'll put a comma for like 2000, and then you can decrease those zeros because we don't need those zeros. One other cool thing you can do is put an underline. We can underline below these 2 cells. So if you highlight A8 and B8, and then we can go up here, and you click here and see borders, and then there's a border underneath. Click on that, and notice that it makes a nice little border there. Okay, and I'm going to type in here total. Okay, so that's my total sales. And then I'm going to go up here to A2, and if I hit Command B, I can bold, or you can click here on the bold key. Okay, so it bolds it, and again on the Mac it's Command B, and then I have my bold. And go ahead for your name, you can change it to a different color. Okay, and there we go. So that's my total amount of sales. Okay, now let's say I want to see what my average, okay, average sales were. So if I click this, okay, and I can click here with this Greek symbol, and I hit average, okay, and then I click on this first number and drag it down. So I do just the numbers, and so it says average B3 to A8, and hit enter, and then that's my average. Okay, and again I'm going to round it, so I'm going to decrease the decimals to that. Okay, so that's my average number of sold. Okay, now I'm going to create a graph to show my sales. So I'm going to click on January and span it, hold down the button and hold it down, so you're highlighting all through January through June sales. Then I'm going to hit insert, and we're going to choose a bar graph. Okay, and you are going to choose this bar graph to compare the numbers, and I'm going to make it a little bit smaller. Okay, so notice it has the sales right there, so January through June, and then 0 through 500. So we have our chart now. Now if you want to format your chart, which I want you to do, hit format. Okay, and you can go ahead and change this information. So for your chart title, I'm going to put Rooster Hat Sales. Okay, and you can choose whether you want it above, overlay. Okay, I'm going to choose above, so it's a little bit easier. You can choose your font, make it creative or smaller, it's up to you. Okay, and then you have other things you can do. Okay, so we're done with our formatting our chart, so you can close that, and then you could now go back to your sales and make sure that they line up and it looks good. So that's a brief introduction of Microsoft Excel. So make sure you hit save, file, save as. Okay, and then save as, and we're going to call this your name. So okay, and then call this Excel, which is what this program is, and then sales. Okay, so that's the name of the assignment, and then you're going to hit save. Now what you can do is you can share this, and you can also take a screenshot. So you can hit Command Shift 4, draw a box around this, and you can take a screenshot of that. Okay, so now if you look here, I have a screenshot that I can post as that. So that's Microsoft Excel, and I hope you enjoy learning this new program.